Tutor Training Unit 2, Section 3, Setting Goals in a Session. Universal goals help tutors do their job well. One universal goal is at the heart of tutoring, helping the student succeed. This goal should always be our top priority. There are many ways to establish goals. One way is questioning. As we will explore later in this training, questioning helps the tutor get to the crux of the student's need. Questions like, "So what brings you in today?" or "How may I help you?" help get the session started. Addressing the student's primary needs should also be an objective of tutoring, whether in live tutoring or paper or project review. Students' priorities come first. By verbalizing the intent of the session with the student, the tutor establishes the flow of the meeting, including where they will begin and end. This all allows the tutor to command the pace of the visit. As professionals, we know how long it takes to feasibly accomplish tasks. So establishing the goal of the session allows for a more realistic and complete tutoring session because students require structure. Establishing logical goals early will best assist them. Establishing goals early in the session provides information for the tutor to create a plan of action. By establishing a model for the student, you are also being the model, which will help the student succeed in future endeavors. Whatever tasks students bring to us, it is our priority to assist them to the best of our ability. In the event that we cannot help the student, referring the student to the proper area for assistance may prove vital to their academic success. The tutor's expertise helps guide the pace of the session. Establishing goals early ensures increased student satisfaction because we strive for student satisfaction. All tutoring sessions will provide an outcome for the student because this is a service and we are here to serve students. Sending a student happily back on his or her academic path with a bit more confidence is what tutors must accomplish. Effectively setting those begins with recognizing the key elements of a structured tutoring session. Greeting the student in a friendly manner always sets the tone for the session. Be positive and upbeat. Ask students how they're doing, how their day is going, and what brings them to tutoring. After hearing from the student, ensure that you reiterate the issue back to him or her by verbally agreeing on a topic. You ensure structure and confirm what needs to be accomplished. Identifying a plan of action also helps to establish goals for the session. After agreeing on a topic, next identify key areas to cover. This can be in a very simple list format. We will cover concepts A, B, and C. Identifying a plan of action gives the student a realistic look at what can be accomplished in the session. This should not be discouraging, though, as the student can certainly come later for more assistance, but understanding what can be accomplished must be established before work begins. Next, accomplish the task you and the student identified with the remaining time. Some sessions may fall short or even exceed your expectations, but always remember to send an invitation to the student to return at another time. This gives the student options for further assistance if needed. Establishing the tone of the tutorial session helps provide the student with expectations. However, as tutors, we must remember that students sometimes have pre-existing expectations that may conflict with their own. Sometimes students may feel that they need help with a particular concept when they actually need help with something completely different. By appropriately questioning the student, the tutor can professionally guide the student forward using his or her expertise. Do not be afraid to suggest an alternative route to students. Sometimes they may have originally thought what you were stating. Assignments also come with a whole different set of expectations. If the student has the syllabus or assignment available, consult the instruction. By identifying what is expected of the student, the tutor can then proceed toward the established goal. Your expectations as a tutor should be blank upon the student's arrival. We are not here to teach. So acting as a clean canvas allows students to explain what they feel they need assistance with without the intimidation of someone assuming they are wrong. Next, approach the session with your expertise. Once clear direction is established, completing the task in the remaining time provides the book of any tutoring session. Question is the best way to identify the student's need. The key components to good questioning include 3 criteria that adhere to any situation. First, be relaxed. You're the professional here, so emitting a calm presence helps keep the student at ease. This will be particularly helpful for frustrated students. Next, be specific. The simple 2 questions of "How can I help you today?" or "What brings you in tonight?" can help break the ice. Finally, use your experience to narrow down the issue. Since each session lasts approximately 20 minutes, it is important to help the student narrow the focus. The first questions on this slide can help explore the student's need and get to his or her purpose. Identify what the student has already produced. Does she have a draft of an essay produced? Has he begun work on the problem that he is having trouble with? Finalizing what the student already has completed or knows will help save time. Finally, you may ask the student what concerns he or she has. Is he or she confused by the instructions? Are they overwhelmed and need guidance to get started? Also, how can the student reach his or her goals with this assignment? Once students understand your commitment to their needs, you can then begin to fully make progress in your session. The tutor's next task is to establish the plan of action. As we've explored, questioning to establish the purpose of the visit is crucial. Without a clear direction, no progress will occur. So be sure to ask the student a variety of questions to solidify the appropriate starting point. Prioritizing your time is crucial to your student's success. As each session lasts only 20 minutes, visibly hashing out what will be accomplished as necessary, verbalizing your intended steps in the session is crucial. Finally, engaging in the subject matter is key. Stay true to your original plan, accomplish tasks as you can, and if the session needs continuation, return the student to the main meeting area for assistance with either yourself or another tutor. If you prioritize your actions correctly, some end product will originate from the session. Prioritizing the student's needs is also an important part of setting the session goals. First, be sure to identify the highest priority of the session. The student may offer a bit of resistance as he or she may wish for more specific help, but if a higher order concern that will envelope the student's intent can be identified, this is preferred. Remember to establish the pace of the session by listing 2 or 3 objectives and to be realistic about what can be accomplished. Managing your time in the tutoring session is also key. Find out immediately what the student needs help with. Follow then by questioning to address the core concern. This should take only a few minutes. Next, clarify your intent with the student. Establishing what will be accomplished in the time frame and what information you will provide as a takeaway gets the tutor and 2D working almost instantaneously. Finally, the majority of your session should be the actual session where the tutor explores the issue with the student. In terms of the 20-minute time frame, imagine that the session itself should take approximately 12 to 15 minutes. If it becomes difficult to remain on task when chatting with students, remember that they are here for assistance, which does come with a bit chatting, but the academic go takes priority. This concludes Section 3 of Unit 2, Setting Goals. Please continue with Section 4 of Unit 3, Ending a Tutoring Session. Unit 2, Section 4, Ending a Tutoring Session. Throughout the session, keep track of the time and try to limit sessions to 20 minutes and let the student know when there is 10 minutes remaining. Spend 5 of those minutes finishing the work and the last 5 ending the session with the following strategies. To end this session, positively reinforce the learning, such as by having the student summarize key points from the session, and affirm the student's strengths and accomplishments. Also make a plan for next steps. What the student can do next independently and when the student should come back for another session. Finally, when ending a session, be friendly and thank the student for sharing his or her work with you. If your center has a satisfaction survey, this is also the time to ask the student to fill it out. Without rushing the student, you may also have to explain how to exit the tutoring room. Once the student exits, you have completed an effective tutoring session. This concludes Unit 2. Please continue to Unit 3.